Let me put this headset in. Hi. Hope you all are doing well. Happy Friday. This is the Being in Sync 366 video series. Today we're talking about emotional turmoil. This is different from trauma. So we're not talking about trauma today. We're just talking about emotional turmoil, which could show up in the mind in processing, thinking, rethinking, trying to understand how or why people did what they did, how or why did your life turn out the way it turned out. I mean, we all have a very unique soul journey in which we are here together to become aligned so we can heal and explore different aspects of ourselves. So, emotional turmoil will be an event that has caused you to feel some type of inner conflict. When inner conflict shows up within you, it will cause some consternation. It can cause a delay in decision making. It can even cause paralysis. Paralysis in a lack of decision making, paralysis in a lack of accountability, not taking responsibility for yourself and your own weaknesses, perhaps. Emotional turmoil will show up with chaotic energies often. It will show up in a weakness in relationships, specifically those relationships where people do not honor your wishes or your value, your intrinsic value as a person who has their own journey. So you could see where emotional turmoil could be quite challenging for people because a lot of times people try to process through their emotions using their intellect. And we're highly intellectual people who like to read and reread and find things outside themselves that gives them more explanation intellectually. However, emotional intelligence and emotional maturity does not come from the intellect as much as it comes from our ability to process through our emotions. So when we're talking specifically about emotional turmoil, my suggestion for rectifying this within yourself is to go out of judgment and go into acceptance. So, whoever's doing what, that's their journey. You have your journey. And you could even say that. They're on their path, I'm on my path. And so when you make statements like that, it brings you back into alignment with I am here now. I'm in this now moment, and this is where all healing actually occurs, not from the mind. So when you understand that when you are in acceptance, that is always going to occur from the heart space, which is different from how the mind thinks. So what you want to do is just release all judgment about the path of this other person or people or situation or event. Just release all judgment that's occurring with that. Then you say, I have my own path. Like, I'm on my path and this is teaching me something. What are my lessons from this situation so I don't have to repeat it again? So this is the thing with energy. It will continue to loop and repeat lessons until you actually transmute the lesson. So the quicker you can go into growth and learning with a situation, the faster you will heal and transmute the turmoil. So you can't be in turmoil when you're actually learning. those two don't go hand in hand. So when you are willing to look at your lessons, you won't repeat them. So what the question that I'm suggesting that you ask is, since I have my path and they have their path, what is the lesson that I need to learn from this situation so I don't repeat this turmoil, so I don't repeat this situation, so I don't repeat this lesson? What is the learning for me? And so, hi Ken. So when you understand that your emotional turmoil is occurring for your benefit of learning and transmuting, you become empowered, you take responsibility, and when you are doing that, all things can be transmuted rather quickly. So the most important thing is to release all judgment and go into acceptance, and then ask your question so you can get into the learning. So so Kenneth, I appreciate what you're saying here, but I'm not so sure that. So here's okay. So let me say what Kenneth is saying. He's saying that self-care, releasing blocks. I agree with you there, but CBD, is that what you're saying? I am not a proponent of going outside yourself for healing. So I do think that there are modalities that help you to calm your mind and but those also create vulnerabilities. So when you are going outside of yourself in any aspect, with ingesting, whether it's coffee, whether it's tea, whether it's CBD, aspirin, Advil, you're actually changing the patterns within you. And you don't want, I encourage people to align from within without psychedelics or mind altering stuff, even though I think, if you want to drink those, you have free will and choice. But know that that does not align you to peace and ease. It simply changes the pattern and redirects your energy. It doesn't heal them. What I'm suggesting is that you actually heal emotional turmoil through learning your own lessons, so you don't have to disconnect and escape. Escapism consciousness is real. It's unfortunately driven because there are people who can siphon your energy, and energies that will siphon your energy when you have these vulnerabilities in your field. So just checking. Oh, Kenneth, you're talking about therapy. I'm not a proponent of therapy, although I think it has its place. I think it's got a lot of dogmas associated with it. But if you found it helpful, congratulations. I do think that there are a lot of good teachers. I just think there are more bad teachers in the therapy world than there are good. So you have to use discernment when you're working with quote unquote therapists, and make sure that that you're working with people that are aligned with you becoming your own healer, not with you needing to go back to them. And what I've seen with a lot of therapists, that they are dependent financially on people repeatedly coming back to them, and that that can be problematic. I hope you found this helpful, Kenneth. I think you're doing a great job, and congratulations on you honoring your own healing. Do you have any questions about emotional turmoil? Do you feel like you've addressed all of it? I think emotional turmoil can show up in the everyday, and so many people have just gotten used to it, that becomes what they live in, that they think that they need to live. their life with inner conflicts. So then Kenneth, you said absolutely not. I think you're so courageous. I want to say address the learning and address what you need to learn from the situations, and you will find that your turmoil will transmute. I personally don't know any therapist that I've ever encountered personally or even in conversations that was doing energy work where they were allowing people to be empowered to do their own healing. Good for you, Kenneth. Good for you. We're all here. We're all healing. Your healing is in helping others in ways that you don't even know, as are mine. So congratulations. I think that's awesome. I think the biggest issue is the inner conflict that most people feel with emotional turmoil, and that keeps them locked into polarity. And when we have these ideas that our mind is going to give us some kind of resolve, well, then you're in a loop, and that loop is difficult to get out of, which is why I offer the peace program. But you know, most of the loop is coming from the aspects in our energy field that we don't know how, we can't see. Most people can't see it because they're too stuck in the mind. That's why it's so important to see, well, what if I just accept this situation and this person 100% for where they're at and what's going on, and trust that they have their lesson, and I'm going to trust that I'm going to get my lessons. Oh, I haven't got my lessons yet, so then I need to really look at what are my lessons? How many lessons do I have? You know, I've had situations that were crazy, and I had upwards of 55, 60 lessons. That's a lot of time, effort, and energy to resolve something. Most people stop at one or two. I was determined to never repeat that situation ever again. So I would just go deeper and deeper and deeper to get the resolve and learn every single lesson I could, emotionally, physically, mentally, and spiritually at the capacity. And this is going back, I did this, gosh, I must have done this like 15 years ago. And thank God, I have not repeated that lesson, because it was tough. So I wish you all well on your journey. Let's never give up transmuting those emotional energies so we can have inner peace, inner congruence, inner love, and shine our light more. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day, and I will be here tomorrow for more. Oh, I just saw a post. Oh, Tamra, oh, you're not alone. You are not alone. Do you have a question? Tamra just went through a breakup. So we've all been through breakups where they suck. But the learning is rich, and take those moments to just dig and deep, because you know they don't stick around forever. So, you know, you're not alone. You're not alone. You're not alone. Kenneth, definitely always a humanistic approach. No good. No judgment. Self-love, self-care, compassion, understanding, kindness. Yes, trying to be the better version of yourself right now. You absolutely are, just by shining your light, your inner light. I mean, that's what I'm here for, just to be the best I can be in this moment, in this now moment, and be open with an open heart. That would be the one thing that I would say is keep your heart open to yourself. That is the journey of healing. That is where all healing occurs. And when we are opening our hearts to seeing the truth, to knowing our own truth, to being in alignment, our entire world changes in the most beautiful ways. It's not always easy. It is not always easy, but it's always worth it. So I appreciate you all contributing and watching, and I'll see you tomorrow for another aspect of being in sync and aligning. Have a beautiful day. Tamara and Kenneth specifically, and everybody watching, sending you blessings and appreciation and gratitude for being here, for being you, and for being willing and courageous to open your heart. Bye.